Yo, ladies and gents, Boomer here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. It's been 2 days after Worlds as of recording, and by the thumbnail and title, I'm sure you guys have guessed that this video is going to be about Monkey Moon. Specifically what it's like to play with such a player of his caliber and have him on your team. So, in between games on and off the stage, I was streaming a watch party, and my teammate AV was queuing into a bunch of the pros warming up backstage before they went up to play their series. So we're going to quickly tab through a few of these replays and spend some time breaking down what it's like to play with the best of the best. Before we begin, I just want to remind you guys that I'm a streamer over on Twitch. If you guys want to ask me questions or talk to me in real time, or even see me play other games besides Rocket League, come stop on over for the vibes. I'm also a coach for Rocket League. If you guys are interested in getting a coaching session, feel free to join the Discord and check out the coaching section there. The links will be in the description below, but without further ado, let's get right into this. Alright guys, we're going to hop right into this. There are some honorable mentions, like other games that AV had with other professionals, but I'll mention those around the end. I kind of want to discuss this first 15 to like 20 seconds of what Monkey Moon does just off the rip, because it's absolutely incredible and makes AV's life so much easier. Obviously, we have another professional in the lobby. We have KCP's Amphis in the lobby. I'm not sure what rank Scary is. It looks like he has a Season 1 Grand Champ tag on, but I would imagine he's around SSL rank if he's playing in these lobbies early season. So we're just going to take a look here and start to break down some of these goals. And you can see just Monkey Moon. This is what makes Monkey Moon incredible. In the first like almost a minute of the game, Monkey Moon has done a ton of things for AV right off the rip. So obviously Scary has a mistake on the kickoff, and Monkey Moon gets his first opportunity off the rip and is immediately trying to force a read here. He puts Amphis under pressure, and this ball's kind of lofted and floated off that curvature on the wall, that bounce that everybody hates. This causes a double commit from both the blue team players. And you would imagine if you're AV, right, it's a good thing to pressure, just in case they try to, control that or take a poor 50. They get the tip out, and it looks like Scary is going to get away with full boost and a free ball. But Monkey Moon's already grabbed the 100 and is right back in Scary's face, forcing him to play a beat. This would be good if AV had, a few pennies, but he does get the mid boost, and he's still kind of in a disadvantageous position to challenge this. So Monkey Moon ends up immediately going into that disruptor role, chasing from behind. He could threaten a demo, but it looks like Amphis is trying to line up a shot, so he gets in front of the shot and cuts it safely to the open space where AV gets a free ball and can create something. He unfortunately does not get the infield that he wants. Monkey Moon again playing very patient, ends up getting a little piece of Scary, and this gives AV time to get back, but unfortunately gets demoed. Which I believe in 2v2, you would want these type of interactions to happen earlier, especially at a man disadvantage like this. You would want AV to obviously give you time to get back, but you would also want him to force that interaction early as possible, once you do get into a good spot. Which AV does. He tries to, dodge 2 demos. He's obviously not got the funds to get out of the way, but this interaction happens early enough so where Monkey Moon can just come in here and cut it. This is a little bit troll from Scary, I think. In my head, I feel like he could also be chasing for a demo or making sure Monkey Moon doesn't get back rather than following his teammate like this close into the corner. And then he also is not prepared to just boost out and rip a shot here after Monkey Moon ends up spinning himself out a little bit. And he doesn't have to rip a shot there. They still have an advantage in the play. He could wait and just switch this to Amphis. There's so many other different decisions he could have made here, but he ends up just ripping a poor low percentage shot. This allows AV to spawn, get back into the play. Right, AV's working on fumes here. He doesn't really have a lot to work with. And I believe this is where we get our first goal from Monkey Moon. So yeah, there it is. Let's go take a look at it from his POV here. Look from Monkey Moon's perspective here. So you can see he baits Scary in, plays a quick beat, good first touch, Amphis on the back foot. Can't really do much. I'm kind of curious why Amphis didn't want to challenge this. So AV does a good job of actually contesting that mid boost, so it forces Amphis to kind of speed up into this uncomfortable, and he's turning a lot, which to me, if you see players having this erratic movement, it typically means they're indecisive at this current point in time. He's not sure if he should close the space. He's already got good momentum and good speed going into a challenge, but that also makes him very easy to outplay, especially from Monkey Moon's perspective. So I feel like if he had not gotten this, fantastic first touch, it would have been different, but he gets a very good touch. He has the ball settled, so you have to kind of respect that he has a flick. He could bump you. Scary obviously trying to stack to help, but it's just too good of a flick by Monkey Moon. Alright, and that gives us our first goal of the match, so we're going to get back into this. Let's see what happens. Good kickoff by Monkey Moon. AV wins the mid boost here. Good flick from Amphis. Monkey Moon up with a quick beat. Scary again, kind of out of position. I'm not sure why he doesn't get boost there. And that's our second goal, so let's break this play down. Alright, so we kind of have a neutral kickoff, and we have a spill. I'm not sure what Scary's plan is. He is trying to stay very close to Amphis here. But I feel like this is something, if you were going to try to play this close, you would definitely want to play the beat here after the flick, or at least the 50, to allow Amphis to actually get out and get some boost. Monkey Moon immediately is just up and forcing a pass or a shot attempt towards AV. AV kind of ends up landing ahead of the play, so he's able to make the play behind Scary. And Scary is at the disadvantage just because he didn't get boost this whole play. He kind of gets one penny here somewhere, and then he fails to pick up any other pads elsewhere. And AV just plays like a quick tip up, nice and lofted in front of the net. This allows Monkey Moon to just get up. And Amphis has too much to cover by himself. And he's just a little bit late just because of the, the flick forward here kind of sends his positioning forward. Any type of flip like that kind of sends his positioning forward. So he needs to be able to, recover and get boosts. And I feel like it's kind of a mistake by both of the blue team players, because obviously you'd want Scary to buy you an extra second so you can get back and contest that. But they both kind of ended up in the same spot and had no boost. So good play from AV, good play from Monkey Moon, and that results in the second goal. Something I want you guys to pay attention to is how simple Monkey Moon plays. Monkey Moon is definitely a mechanical player and can definitely have mechanical pop-off moments, but something that Monkey Moon is very, very good at is just the strict fundamentals of the game. His positioning, his challenging, patience on defense, like in these type of situations, his saving capability is fantastic. Very much so, and I feel like that is ooh. Very, very close. Let's take a look why it's a good play from Amphis and Scary. Let's take a look. So we have big save here from Monkey Moon. AV ends up kind of in a weird spot. He kind of ends up in the same spot Scary was in the last play. He doesn't get the boost here, and he only gets one penny. Opsa played like the low for Monkey Moon, which is fine. Here he gets boost. He should have been kind of in the mid to be an option. That's fine. He's kind of jumping for something he knows that he's B2. This is kind of like he's lunging at it. So maybe that's the mistake in this play. Monkey Moon kind of left in the 2v1 scenario here. He has to wait for Scary's bump. Scary ends up jumping. And AV nearly gets back to that. I also don't think it was in right away. It's tough. AV's trying his best there to pull the save out. That's a tough save, especially when your momentum's going, into your own goal. It happens. It's a good pressure in a 2v1 from Scary and Amphis here. Immediate shot from Scary. Nice and hard. Monkey Moon touching down. See, this is another important thing. Most players would end up, getting the angle on this, and I'm especially guilty of this because I'm a momentum player. But a lot of players would end up getting the angle on this and then flipping it very hard into the corner, and that actually just gives Amphis the advantage of, contesting you for that corner boost and contesting the ball, which you can see he already flips to that corner boost. So Monkey Moon touching this down allows, for him and AV to get behind this ball and work together to, you know, get their outplays. Another early flick from Monkey Moon. AV's kind of in a rough spot here again on the low boost, and that's going to be another goal for the blue team. So let's take a look at what AV could have done differently. It's always off these post kickoffs where it's difficult to get boost. This is where penny work is very, very important for anybody. Just a few pennies can make that much more of a difference, you know, of you being able to contest a ball like this. And it's a very good pass down from Scary. You know, uses all his boost, gets a nice light touch, plays it right over the cut lane where Monkey Moon's kind of lurking in. And he's unable to contest early enough. He kind of just has to hope AV has that. So it's a rough spot for both orange team players. Well done by the blue team. That's their second goal. Very nice contested kickoff from AV there. He's got time set up and a ball. Monkey Moon in the mid. Very nice 50. Amphis is low on boost, and there you go. I feel like Monkey Moon kind of is paying attention to this. I would imagine if you're watching the play the whole time, he would notice that Amphis didn't get that boost. And he knows Scary's gonna get the back boost, and Scary's, I think the force is okay. Forcing the interaction early gives Amphis, you know, time to react. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough funds, so he can't get this touch that he wants. And then Monkey Moon just realizes this, and he's just gonna back up a little bit, wait till Amphis gets a touch that he cannot follow. And something that I also think is like a nice detail here is he does not flip into this. It's just a single jump. It's extremely simple. It's not overdone. I feel like that's the type of shot too that you could easily sky over and hit the bar. So wonderful. Simplicity at its best. Ooh, interesting kickoff from Monkey Moon here. A little delayed. Pins it hard to the side. AV almost in the right spot. Let's take a look at this opportunity here. Ooh, cheating with the... Ooh, okay. He was about to go grab the back boost, and then he opted for, you know, being in the spot to shoot. This is a good cut from AV. Relieve some pressure from Monkey Moon while getting chased. That should have been a goal for the blue team. They kind of end up in the same spot. Monkey Moon has, you know, too much to cover. Amphis is in a nice position here, right across. That's just unfortunate on the shot. Monkey Moon, nice early force there. He's noticing AV doesn't have boost, so he doesn't want to leave him in that spot to where, you know, he could get taken advantage of because Amphis has a boost advantage. Oof, and it still ends up being a goal, unfortunately. I kind of want to see why. I just don't think he recovers well, and then Scary just sees that, notices he's kind of awkward, and kind of just forces this hard touch. Then sets Amphis up. I kind of want to see what AV was doing here. He's slowly following Monkey Moon into the corner, which I feel like in this downtime after Monkey Moon's gotten you this, you know, gotten you out of this danger, you should be getting some pennies here. So pad work for sure instead of doing the circles in front of net. And maybe in that spot, Monkey Moon wanted AV to go. That's kind of something I'm thinking to myself now, because I feel like if he wanted the beat, he would definitely go quicker to that. But AV's trying his best again, but nice shot from the blue team to secure them their third. So it seems like it was a close game. There you go, kickoff goal for the orange team. Very good kickoff from Monkey Moon. Amphis' mistake is that he flips. The flips kind of commit your momentum to one spot. He could have definitely just, you know, gained some momentum going one way without having to use the flip. But it was a hard, decent shot from AV. Nice tip from Monkey Moon into the empty space. Nice tip back from AV. So something I've been trying to get AV to do more, especially because obviously professional players do it. AV has always been a 2s and a 1s grinder, but in at least a 3v3 scenario, these types of switches right off the kickoff are extremely, extremely overpowered, and I feel like people don't utilize them enough. A lot of people typically will just hit the ball into like weird spaces to grab boost or to try to follow it up, when in reality, a good place to play the ball all the time is to the empty space, you know, in a spot to where you or your teammate can get it. And this type of thing, if you look at it from a top down, also shifts the opponents. So right, Amphis is now shifting over here. I don't know. I'm not sure where Scary spawns. Looks like he spawns right underneath us. But it shifts the blue team's momentum. And then a very good play, because now that you've shifted one player over, AV then switches back again to the open space. This is something I wish would be done way more in 2v2. And it just puts Scary at the disadvantage, because obviously Monkey Moon is already occupying this empty space. Meanwhile, Scary is kind of on this side of the field and has to shift over, you know, and then come across from an angle. And Monkey Moon can just play like elevation, right? Straight up in the air, very straight aerial. Plays the beat, one touch over the top, and then he has a nice follow-up. So it looks very simple, but this is a play that I see like 99% of players just do not do. This type of touch. So very well done from Monkey Moon and AV there. And that gives them their 6th goal, and I think that's GG. I'm not sure how that final goal ends in. Double flip reset from Monkey Moon. There you go. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So for those of you that think Monkey Moon isn't a mechanical player, he definitely is a mechanical player, but he chooses, you know, when and where to use his mechanics, and that is something that makes him one of the best, and at this current point in time, the best player in the world, is that input efficiency. I've been preaching that for a very long time, especially when you've been playing this game for as long as I have. I've been playing for 9, almost 10 years now. I have 10,000 plus hours in the game. Something I've learned, I consider myself a pretty mechy player myself. Like, I could do whatever mech you could name, but at the same time, at this current point in time in this meta of Rocket League, especially with the new free-to-play players coming in, a lot of players have become very, very mechanical, but they do not understand the timing and the situations on when and where to use their mechanics. So if you're really trying to learn, I would highly recommend watching players like Monkey Moon. Go over replays yourself. Really understand why and where they do their mechanics. Obviously, off the kickoff like this, it's good because you have both players on the back foot. You know, you have a hard win to the mid boost. So you know that only one player is going to end up with boost. The other player is going to end up with a few pads. So his immediate thought process is he can see Scary insta-chelling off the ceiling. So he grabs another reset, and then instead of holding it, immediately uses it for another elevation pop. Scary ends up just going right over, or right underneath, you know, right in between the ball and Monkey Moon, which is kind of, you know, unfortunate. And then Monkey Moon just makes sure to leave the ball. You know, like he knows he can't score it anymore. He's just going to touch it once and then leave it here for AV. But yes. Right, so I did mention I wanted to have some honorable mentions in this video. So AV's first game, you know, during Worlds, while players were backstage or we were, you know, kind of in between games, AV got Radosin, and I believe this was before Radosin went on stage. You guys can notice Violent Panda, OG 2-time world champion on the other team. I'm not sure who Liera is. I've not really heard of this player, but of course if they're playing in these lobbies, that means they're also a good player. And we talked about this game on stream. AV said Radosin was being a little toxic and, you know, spam and take the shot towards him. But me and my entire chat kind of agreed AV was, you know, playing very passive. He wasn't going for the ball. So Radosin ends up just getting left in kind of awkward spots. They end up in the same spot. You know, it's a very messy game. They do get the first goal, which is surprising. So I had thought this game was going to go well for them. But when you start to see why they're conceding goals, it's kind of a mess. So Radosin gets left in a 2v1, gets bumped here. Unfortunate bump. Well played from Violent Panda. But some of these goals were just not good. Like there's just some goals that we should have not been conceding. I think AV knows that. And having, you know, at the time Radosin was the current world champion, you know, a few days ago. It's just like these are these types of situations where I'm talking about. So these post kickoff situations, obviously Liera is threatening a mechanical play right off the rip. AV cannot get the mid boost, so he has to go back. The difference here is Radosin does not get boost, right? And so in these kind of positions, it's up to AV to be able to force or get Liera to do something to make Radosin's life easier, right? Obviously, AV is kind of in an uncomfortable spot, and in 2v2, You'll hear pros talk about this all the time. You don't want to make two players become one. And in right now, Radosin and AV are essentially one player that Liera has to beat. This even allows for Violent Panda to come up the field. AV ends up not going, and Radosin is the one who jumps on completely zero boost. Maybe not zero, maybe like a few. He's probably got, okay, he's got 1 penny. So Radison's probably, you know, waiting for AV to do something or force for him. And then nothing happens, so he jumps late. And you can see what happens in these situations when you're supposed to have a 2-layered defense. You end up just being one player. So this, neither of them have the elevation play. So Violent Panda knows this and just takes his time, you know, placing his shot. It doesn't even have to be a hard shot. It's just they already made his life hard as it was. Right, obviously Radosin again gets bumped. Violent Panda, you know, slows AV's momentum with a head-to-head demo. Unfortunate, another goal for them. So I can imagine why Radosin was tilted. I'm gonna move on to the second honorable mention. So this was after Radosin and Vitality had lost on stage. I would imagine Radosin was pretty upset. So we have TRK on AV's team. We have Hoxer from SSG, obviously on the other team with Radosin. We're just going to take a look at the goals here. All right, it was a very sweaty game. So this is ends up being the first goal. I remember I was in Discord with AV watching this, and I was like, oh shit, like he's upset. Because this is the type of aggression that, like, you know, oh my goodness, that first touch. He hits that so like through the ball. It's a very hard save for AV as well. So yeah, and so, you know, I thought AV was gonna get cooked this game, but AV is not just a, you know, a random either. AV is a very good player. He's also been, you know, 2K plus elo, so he definitely knows what he's doing in these lobbies. It's just I feel like he gets in his own head a little bit when he plays against professionals. You can see here he's handling the 2v1 very, very well. I mean, I believe Hoxer and Radosin were having a little beef in this lobby as well. They're kind of quick chatting towards each other, which, I mean, I'm sure it's healthy competition, right? A little spilled touch from Hoxer. TRK is just reading that immediately. Looks like Hoxer just kind of had a little fail moment at his control, which it literally happens to everybody. And let's take a look at these goals. So very, very good disruptor play from AV. Looks like he follows Hoxer all the way back, right? He's applying nonstop pressure to Hoxer. Ends up, you know, Hoxer is going to lose a little bit of speed going up the wall. AV sends him and then gets a demo on Radosin. Leaves TRK with an open net. And then the final goal looks like just, a good 50 from AV. Follow-up from TRK. Gorgeous 50 again. Nice 50 again. And that leaves AV with an open net. Incredible stuff. That's amazing. And then he even manages to get that 50. And well done from AV to be in that spot. You know, be ready to react to something like that. It's very, very close range shot. So well done. All right, ladies and gents, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys found this video helpful in any way, please leave a like or a share. If you guys enjoyed and you want to see more content like this, just make sure to subscribe and join the Discord to stay up to date with when I post or I go live. Appreciate you guys tons. Much love as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one or on stream. Peace.